Are you ready to meet an icon of our time? She was a model, living in London in her early career with Jerry Hall, and who continues to push the limits of fashion. She's completely cutting edge, and we're not just talking about Philip Tracy's hats. A singer, not just a singer, she's a performer. A performer who said no to collaborating with Lady Gaga. A performer who not only sang at the Queen's Jubilee, yes, the Queen of England's Jubilee, but she hula hooped her way through her entire performance in front of thousands of screaming fans in front of Buckingham Palace, wearing a giant headpiece. I mean, come on, are you kidding me with this? Hula hooping with a hat in the palace? Too much. Too much. She has also sung alongside the legendary vocal powerhouse that is Pavarotti. I mean, not only sharing a stage with him, but she came out dressed as a nun in a giant Philip Tracy nun hat. I mean, crazy. Madness. Spectacular. An actress, okay? She's an actress. Not just any old actress. She's been a Bond girl. A 007 James Bond girl. A fabulously bad Bond girl. My absolute favorite Bond girl of all time, ever. It's not even up for debate. She was that fantastic. She's acted with Arnold Schwarzenegger, believe it or not. She's acted with Eddie Murphy, Halle Berry, and Eartha Kitt all at the same time. I mean, I would have paid very good money to be a fly on the wall on that set. Very good money. Hard, cold, cash money. She's also played an ancient vampire, working nights at a dodgy underground strip club. And most recently, she has even been cast as the devil. Her documentary, Bloodlight and Balmy, was filmed over a period of 12 years. I mean, not many people can say that. And she is a muse, an artistic muse. A muse to artists like Keith Haring, who not only body painted her in Vamp, but also created her gigantic, towering dress for her I'm Not Perfect, But I'm Perfect for You music video. A muse to Jean-Paul Goude, who has turned her into art more times than anyone else ever. And Andy Warhol, who not only did her portrait, but who took her as his partner to Arnold Schwarzenegger's wedding. Have you ever in your life heard a more fabulous sentence? Andy Warhol took her to Arnold Schwarzenegger's wedding. I mean, too much. She was a regular at Studio 54 back in the day, with numerous albums dating back to her disco days in the 70s. She's a woman that men fear. She is a force of nature, a corporate cannibal, a wild animal. It's time to turn off the lights and start clapping. Do it. Do it now. Start clapping. Let's go.
I came to
into the
London.
shop one
Now
day
you can
and
tell the
I'd
rest.
been in Paris, and when I came back, the girl who looked after the shop, she said, oh, Grace Jones came in yesterday. I said, okay, and she said, and she took all the hats. And I was like, what?
All of them, every single one of them. Grace, there's a lovely story about you wearing one of Philip's hats, because I know you've worn lots of his hats over the years. This is obviously one of Philip's today. Yes. A beautiful crystal hat that was very heavy that you could hardly see through, and you had to be carried to the stage at the Royal Albert Hall.
That was right? The Albert Hall. Do you remember Fashion Rocks?
Oh, yes, of course. Of course. The one that looks... The one that... Well, it's aerodynamic in its art form. It's really a sculpture. It's a piece of sculpture. I don't even consider it a hat.
What is it about wearing a really good hat that makes you feel very confident? Because obviously you're known not for your singing and acting, your fashion, everything.
Well, my mum will tell you, we come from a church, and everyone dresses up in hats. We weren't even allowed to go into church without a hat. It was absolutely mandatory that you wear a hat to go to church. So we just feel totally naked without a hat.
Thank God for that.
Thank God for that.
You've even given interviews, though, Grace,
yes.
In your birthday suit.
Yes, I did it recently, actually.
Oh,
I was in the bathtub and he arrived, and I said, well, ask him, does he mind? I mean, I'm in the bath, and would he mind doing it in the bathtub? And they didn't have any bubbles in this hotel. There was nothing to make the water bubbly.
So it was
all
clear.
It was totally transparent, and he was quite nervous, but then after, he saw that I was very relaxed, then he got relaxed.
Oh, he did? I bet you were relieved to see that, darling.
And then after that, every other interviewer after that said, we want to interview you in the bathtub.
There's no originality left.
So, I said, okay, I know. I thought, gee, do I have to do this
Where
over
can you
and
go
over
from
again?
there is the question.
Well, then I went and I bought some bubbles. I said, okay, bring us all the bubbles in. Then my nipples kept sticking up through the phone.
Please.